Hi, welcome back to EducateTube.com. My name is Sipsky, your host. In this video, I want to talk about free mobile office that you can establish on your own around your community. This is important if you want to do business transaction with your clients. Let's talk about it right now. All right, so you want to do a business transaction with your clients, whether you're selling or whether you're coaching or whether you're doing something that will help your clients in their business. So you need some space that you can work with them. Now, the first thing that comes to mind, of course, is your home. But I wouldn't recommend doing your business at home unless, of course, you can really trust that clients and that there is no friction that's going to happen in the future. Because you know what happened if something happened with the business, they will come after you in your home. So I would think it's better actually to do it outside of your home, and this is usually in the office. Now, of course, most of us doesn't have a budget, and especially if you're a one-man business person trying to create a website for someone, or you're trying to sell some item that's pretty expensive, and you want to do a business transaction that is going to be a quiet place, or at least relatively quiet, with low ambient noise. Now, I'm going to give you different settings that you may want to consider to meet up with your clients. I call this a free mobile office because it's a place where people meet up anyway. For example, community center is a good option. What you want to do is, of course, you want to scout out the area to make sure that there is not many people there. There's a desk where you can sit with your clients and you can talk for several hours. In fact, I would say establish 2 or 3 places, maybe even 4 places where you know that there's not going to be high traffic, where there's going to be too much noise. So community center would be one, so you want to scout that out. And most likely you're going to be spending 2 or 3 hours in that place. Now, you might want to move from place to place. The reason for that is because some of these places doesn't allow you to sit for more than 3-4 hours. And so you make sure that you can conduct the business in one place and move on to another place. Another place you would want to do, of course, is fast food restaurants. Usually you want to look for an area where it's not as busy. Usually that would be after lunch or somewhere just after breakfast as well. So you want to know the time line where there's not going to be that many traffic going in and out. Okay, so fast food restaurant is a good one where there's a table and there's not much noise. So just make sure you scout that out. Another place, of course, is a library. Sometime you want to go into a library where they allow you to talk. You want to go to a library where there's a space that has a public area where you can talk. Sometimes you can also sit outside of the library. They may have a couple of tables there. You can sit out there and you can talk to your clients. So these are something that you might consider. Another one I also consider is food court. Food court where in a mall that's not that busy and there's a lot of space and it's very open. So again, in that place, of course, you're allowed to sit there really several hours. So I would say scout out 2 or 3 places where you can just sit down with your clients. And it's not a fixed place because, like I said, you don't want to stay there more than 2-3 hours in case, for example, there is a limit in, for example, parking lot that you're parking your car. They don't want you to stay too long. Or that, for example, in the restaurant, they don't want you to stay that too long. There's a limit to 90 minutes. Some of the restaurant will say that you have to go. Okay, so just keep that in mind. I would say 2-3 hours in each space. I would say also maybe you want to spread into 2 or 3 places per day. And so that will establish a place where you can talk to your clients, right? So I think that's the best strategy to get a free office. Now, you can also spend money in those places, for example, buying food for breakfast. For example, maybe you want to get coffee, a donut, or maybe you want to get a small burger. But I would say limit it to about $10 a day. And so if you calculate that, that's 5 days a week and it's 4 weeks in a month, you're looking about $200 a month, which is reasonable. If you think about you get food and you get office area where you can actually establish some form of transaction, okay? So I would say that is probably what you want to think about. 2 or 3, 4 places, spend 2-3 hours in each of the places, maybe contribute a little bit of money to that space. For example, buy coffee, buy food, but of course you don't want to overspend. I would say maximum $10 a day. That's for breakfast and lunch. Now, if you want to do business in the evening, maybe you want to do that virtually so that you don't have to pay for the dinner. Usually the dinner is where it's most expensive. Unless, of course, this is a big transaction, maybe then you want to spend a little bit more in a restaurant that is probably more inducive to talking real business, right? So that's what I would suggest you do. If it's something very big transaction, then maybe a good dinner with your clients, and you know 90% for sure that you will have a transaction that's happening, okay? Other than that, I would say breakfast and lunch, and have it done in several areas. Now, other things that you could consider as well is that the internet connection. I would not rely on the space that you're going to go to. I would say maybe you want to have a lot of data for your phone, and then what you do is establish a hotspot from your phone to your laptop or your tablet, okay? Now, if you want me to do a video on that in the future, I will show you how to set up a hotspot from your smartphone to your laptop, and that will give you a virtual office, really, so you can conduct business while you're in that specific area, like in the restaurant or in the community center, so you don't have to rely on the free internet, which I don't think is very reliable. So you need to have your own internet access, okay? Next thing, of course, usually when you do transaction, you have to deal with money. I would say cash is king. Try to get cash. If not, e-transfer, which I would say be careful with that, and a credit card. Okay, so these are the two things I don't like to do with e-transfer or credit card. There's a possibility that your clients may not follow through with the credit card or the e-transfer. So just be aware of that. I know 90% of the time it's probably very effective, but I think cash is probably better. You know that you can get the money right away. Another thing is establish a good website when you're conducting your business to let the clients know that you are serious about your business, right? And have a business card ready with your mobile phone number and, of course, your website link to that business card. Now, if you want to sell something to your clients or you want to show them some demo, then I would say you need to get a good briefcase that has a wheel so you can drag it along when you're doing your transaction or you're doing talk with your clients. So, for example, having a laptop in that briefcase, mobile briefcase that has wheels, and then you have all your items in there to illustrate or to show your clients, or you have items you want to sell. So have it all in one large briefcase that you can carry on the wheels is pretty good. I remember in those days where there used to be door-to-door people who were selling items, and they would have this briefcase and they would open it up and they would have all the items available for people to see. So that's what you're trying to establish as well, okay? So have the item ready in an orderly, organized way to show your clients your items that you're trying to sell, or maybe a portfolio you want to show with a profile. Like, for example, if it's a website, you have a printout of that, and then you want to show them, or your laptop that has the 3D construction that you're trying to show your clients. Whatever it may be, you want to have a media, some way to demonstrate your clients your products, okay? So keep that in mind. Again, like I said, the office could be free if you don't want to purchase anything. But for me, if I'm there for 6 to 8 hours, I'm most likely going to buy some food and drinks like coffee and maybe a sandwich. So I budget myself around $10 a day and 5 days a week. So your budget is around $200 maximum per month, which is reasonable if you talk about a space where you can eat, drink, and conduct your business. All right, so think about that. So there's a lot of space out there in the community where you can set up your own office, and you can talk to your clients and establish a business transaction. Now remember, they have access to your website and your cell phone number or your smartphone number. So really, you're always there for them if they need to contact you. The space is about trust, and it's to establish the communication between you and the clients, and that you're going to be there for them whenever they need to, whether in that space or on the phone or through emails. All right, so hopefully you like this video. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and give me a little heart of appreciation, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.